Good evening and welcome into Ursprung Gymnasium here on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University, where it's the start of the Ohio Athletic Conference Women's Basketball Tournament. And here in this quarterfinal matchup coming from Berea, Ohio, well, it's a matchup that we have the privilege of witnessing tonight between two rival schools. The Yellow Jackets hosting crosstown rival, the John Carroll Blue Streaks. Welcome in. You're watching and listening live here on bwyellowjackets.com as well as OAC TV. I am Cole McDaniel. A pleasure to be with you here this evening. And touching on both of these teams, we'll start talking about the hosts in the Yellow Jackets. Still ranked 13th overall in the country, coming in with a record of 21-4 overall and 14-4 in the OAC. Now the last game for the Yellow Jackets, they got back on track with a 54-50 victory at Capital. Of course, that was the regular season finale, that game on Saturday, and mentioned that the Yellow Jackets were bouncing back because they lost their game previously to a familiar opponent here, the John Carroll Blue Streaks, and we'll talk about them here in just a moment. But the Yellow Jackets, again, because of that loss to John Carroll 2 games ago, that messed with seeding a little bit here in this tournament. And Marietta was able to, based on tiebreakers, catch the Yellow Jackets and end up getting the first round bye. So the Yellow Jackets playing here at home here in the first round, Ohio Northern and Marietta with those byes, as I mentioned. So taking a look at the visitors here, trying to play spoiler, the John Carroll Blue Streaks. They upset the Yellow Jackets the last time. It messed with seeding a little bit for the Yellow Jackets as well coming into the tournament. See if they can knock out their rivals here in this game. The Blue Streaks come in with a record of 13-12 overall, 8-10 in the OAC. Their last game, though, was a loss 70-61 at Wilmington. These two teams, of course, splitting the season series. Mentioned the last game happened on February 15th, the second last game of the regular season for both of these teams. That 89-86 upset the JCU came away with at the Tony DiCarlo Center. Earlier in the season on January 18th, the Yellow Jackets won here at Ursprung Gymnasium 81-60. Tip underway, the Yellow Jackets in their all-white uniforms and John Carroll in their all blue. We'll look at the starting lineups here in just a moment. First offensive possession for BW. And for some reason, the horn went off. Again, shouldn't have there. Shot up and no good. And now the officials talking things over with the scorers table. So an issue here in the first couple of seconds of this game here from Ursprung Gymnasium. And it gives us a chance to talk about the starting lineups here, and we'll start with the visitors. For the John Carroll Blue Streaks, number 0, Carmen Huker. Number 1, Jalen Hoffman. Number 5, Hallie Landis. Number 11, Kaylin Underwood. And number 33, Ava Rincars. Of course, Underwood, Hoffman, several experienced players to watch out for. Both of those players were in foul trouble the last time they were here at Ursprung Gymnasium. If they can stay out of foul trouble, maybe they can make things interesting here on the road. Taking a look at the starting lineup for the Yellow Jackets, hosts in this game. Number 2, Emily Irwin. Number 10, Reagan Schill. Number 22, Izzy Andrews. Number 23, Megan Hensel. And number 24, Bella Valent. Coach Sherry Harrer in her 33rd season as head coach of the Yellow Jackets, and she loves to go to that bench and keep the legs fresh. Expect plenty of substitutions tonight, really unloading that bench and using the depth that the Yellow Jackets have. And I think we're about to get this game back underway. We've only played 23 seconds so far, had that long delay, and now we're back in action, still knotted up at zeros on the scoreboard. Underwood kicking it to Rincars. There's a 3 from Landis. That one's a little bit strong. Valent comes down with the rebound. Hensel in transition. putting the basketball on the floor, picking up her dribble out to Andrews, now with Schill. Feeding it down low to Valent. Has the size advantage, steps through, and Underwood called for the foul. First personal against Underwood, first team foul against the Blue Streaks. So it's Valent's first free throw up and no good. Mentioned Underwood's foul trouble in the last meeting here at Ursprung Gymnasium. And that's a lot of what happened the last time. Basketball was fed down low on the low block to Valent, and Underwood's been the one to have the tall task to guard the physical forward from Perrysburg. And with Underwood being your best scorer, averaging 13.6 points per game, maybe John Carroll will be able to draw up something schematically to figure out how they can get Underwood off of Valent. Maybe that can help keep her out of foul trouble. So another pause in the action. So we got one free throw. And now 55 seconds just off the clock here at this point. And right now just trying to get things straightened out here at the moment at the scores table. So the officials returning back to the floor. And the second free throw upcoming now for Bella Valent, who averages 11.6 points per game, the leading scorer for the Yellow Jackets. She and Emily Irwin very similar in how they score throughout the season. Both just a little over 11 points a game. Tough trip to the free throw line. 0 for 2 on that trip for Valent. And still zeros on the scoreboard. Underwood picked up that foul. Now she drives, goes to the left hand, a little bit strong. Yellow Jackets looking to push the pace. Andrews in transition. Andrews with the first bucket. So back at the scores table again, talking some more things over. Throughout the season, things have gone fairly smoothly. A couple issues here and there, but not sure what's going on here on this Tuesday night. Hopefully we can get this game underway and stop having these long pauses in the action here from Ursprung Gymnasium. Well, it gives me a second to talk about some of the sponsors here, and a reminder that tonight's Yellow Jacket women's basketball game is being brought to you by BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket athletics. Cleveland Clinic Sports Medicine, proud medical provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes, as well as Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. You are listening to Yellow Jacket women's basketball on bwyellowjackets.com and OAC TV. As soon as we get back in play here, John Carroll going to be inbounding the basketball, coming the length of the floor, attacking the basket to your right on your screen. So I'm going to step aside here on bwyellowjackets.com for just a moment. Hopefully we'll be right back to get this game underway once again. There's the whistle. We're back in action, and John Carroll bringing the basketball up the floor after Izzy Andrews broke the deadlock, put the first 2 points up on the board. And there's a charge call going against Jalen Hoffman as she shot that basket. She got it to go through the contact. Officials say Yellow Jacket defender's feet were planted and set, and drew that charge, and the Yellow Jackets supporters, the student section, loving that call. As I mentioned, of course, John Carroll not liking that one there. Still very early here in the game. A couple calls going against John Carroll. 2 team fouls to this point compared to the Yellow Jackets 0. Here's an open three for Reagan Chill, and she knocks down that three from the wing. 5-0. 2 minutes played in the first quarter. Landis picks up her dribble, finds Huker. Huker crossover, the spin through the lane, banking it in with the right hand. That's a pretty finish there from the freshman guard from Botkins. First 2 points up on the board for the Blue Streaks. Find themselves down 3, but Irwin trying to respond. Tough shot there on the runner with the left hand. And a little bit of a strong bounce off of the glass. Rincars for 3, knots it up at 5. Mismatch on the low block. Hoffman and Underwood doing a good job switching off. Irwin stepping back for 3. That one's a little bit strong. Valent tried to tip it, but Landis comes down with the board and gets to the rim. Before that kick to the corner, that's going to be a blocking foul. Third team foul now against the Blue Streaks. And the Yellow Jackets will inbound the basketball underneath of the basket on the baseline. Irwin gets it back to the left hand again. 2 shots and neither have dropped so far for Irwin. 3 shots so far and nothing for Irwin. Entry pass on the low block. Underwood stumbles. A little bit of contact, but just lost her footing. And a travel call going against Underwood, and now several substitutions for the Yellow Jackets. Carolyn Wokley checks in for her first action on the night, as does Kira Philpott. Philpott puts the basketball on the floor, using her size. Backing down Underwood, goes to the right hand and gets it to go for her first 2 points. Just checked in, immediately making an impact on the offensive end. Landis looking to respond. A little bit out of control on that shot, but she's fouled and she'll go to the free throw line for 2 attempts. Sylvie Sonneman checks in for her first action tonight. First free throw up and no good for Landis, the junior guard out of Chardon. Splits the pair, makes the second free throw. Hoffman checks back in. And Kaylee McKinney in for her first action tonight for the Blue Streaks. The visitors up 1, 8-7. We've played a little over 4 minutes so far in the first quarter here from Ursprung Gymnasium in the OAC quarterfinals. A pull up for 2, and Hensel gets her first 2 points now on the night. Hoffman from the elbow, a little bit strong. Wokley with the rebound, looking to push the pace. Finds Sonneman up ahead. Out to Schill and going to slow this down and run the offense. Wokley, middle of the floor. Hinsel setting that screen. Wokley picks up her dribble. Tried to find a Hinsel inside, a little bit out of control on that pass. Hinsel didn't continue that run. And now a charge as Hoffman getting overly aggressive on the offensive end, and that's the second charge, resulting in her second personal. We have a timeout here on the floor. 9-8 is the score in favor of the Yellow Jackets. We'll step aside. We'll be right back on bwyellowjackets.com as well as OAC TV. We're back here following the timeout on bwyellowjackets.com as well as OAC TV. Alyssa Miller also checks in for her first action for the Yellow Jackets. Sonneman to Philpott. Going to work, picking up her dribble. Out to Andrews. Sonneman finds Wokley open for three, and that one's a little bit strong off of the back of the rim. Takes a long bounce into the hands of Petrowski. Petrowski on the rebound. Tried to fly down the floor and unable to make that shot close to the rim. Petrowski to McKinney. Huker picks up her dribble, finds Rincars. Now Landy's on the wing. Trying to drive through the lane and bumped by Sonneman. That's the first personal going against Sylvie Sonneman. Second team foul against the Yellow Jackets, and Kira Philpott will go to the bench. Bella Valent checks back in for the Yellow Jackets. That foul was on the floor, so John Carroll will inbound from the baseline. Fresh shot clock. And Sonneman picks up her second personal foul in quick succession there, and would assume she's going to take a seat here in just a moment. Number 3, Alec Johnson, sophomore guard from Pennsylvania, in for the first time tonight. Here's the inbound to Underwood. Has it stolen away. But before that basketball was stripped away from Underwood, blocking foul called against the Yellow Jackets, going against number 0, Carolyn Wokley. So the Yellow Jackets really hadn't had many fouls going against them here in the first quarter to this point. In a matter of about 45 seconds, 3 team fouls against the Yellow Jackets, so 4 apiece between both of these teams. BW just up a point at this point, but right now Underwood steps to the free throw line and an air ball on her first free throw attempt. Gets some air ball chants from the crowd. The student section that's continued to pile in here in this first quarter. Underwood responds well though, splitting the pair, making her second free throw, and we're all knotted up at 9-all. Under 4 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Miller crossover. Thought that maybe should have been a travel call. Maybe got away with an extra step. Kick out to Wokley. Miller puts the basketball on the floor, back to Wokley. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Feed inside to Valent. She's gonna have to go up with it. Trying to get her own rebound there. And it's just poked away by the Blue Streaks. Landy's on the wing. Now to Underwood. Huker finds Petrowski. Petrowski hits the deep two in front of the Yellow Jackets bench. And the Blue Streaks up again. Izzy Andrews on the drive. A little bit of contact, not enough to draw a foul. Misses on the shot. The Blue Streaks looking to extend their lead early in this game. Underwood driving the baseline. Met by a wall of defenders. And Wokley gets the steal. Miller's wide open for three from the wing off of the side of the rim. And that one caught the wires up above the backboard, and officials on top of that call there. And the brief pause in action now allows for some substitutions for both teams. Megan Hinsel back in, as is Emily Irwin. Irwin was subbed really quickly. She just came in, picked up a foul. About 5 seconds of game action later, subbed out for Reagan Schill. 5 team fouls against the Yellow Jackets. First free throw up and good for Carmen Huker. Second one good. Perfect on that trip to the free throw line. Here are the rest of the first quarter. John Carroll in the bonus. Three missed a little bit long there, and on Schill's miss, Johnson unable to secure the offensive rebound. And John Carroll on a bit of a run here the last couple of minutes. Underwood picks up a dribble. Went for the left-handed shot there. A little strong, and Izzy Andrews wants to push the pace. Here's Schill. Sloppy possession for the Yellow Jackets. They managed to keep the basketball and then quickly turned it over there as Schill tried to pass it to Alec Johnson, and some frustrations for the Yellow Jackets here the last couple of minutes. Sherry Hare in the ear of the officials, not happy with some of the calls going against her team, and they're just out of rhythm, out of sync. Last 3 minutes. Defensively, some of those steals, though, helping out, keeping it a close game, not letting things get out of hand to this point. Under a minute left here in the first quarter. Schill feeds it to Valent. The double comes. Great steal by Petrowski. Rincars finds Landis, open three. That one a little bit short. Valent will watch that one go by her, out of bounds. The Yellow Jackets will inbound in just a moment, but Valent will take a seat, and Kira Philpott checks in for the final 39 seconds of the first quarter. Kaylee McKinney checks back in for John Carroll as well. 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Andrews driving and clears a little bit of space there. And have to say, the officials in general have made some decent calls. That one a little bit questionable. If the arm came out from Izzy Andrews, completely understand that. but I think it was just simply Andrews being a little bit stronger than the off-balanced Landys. Calls goes against the Yellow Jackets, and John Carroll, they capitalize on the other end. So given an opportunity, they get the bucket to go for 2. Hoisted 3 at the buzzer, and the visitors, the John Carroll Blue Streaks, up 15-9 at the end of the first quarter over the 13th ranked Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets here in women's basketball action in the OAC quarterfinals. We'll step aside here on BWYellowJackets.com as well as OAC TV. We'll be right back. We're back here on BWYellowJackets.com as well as OAC TV. Cole McDaniel here bringing you the action in this quarterfinals matchup here in the start of the OAC tournament. John Carroll up 15-9, looking to extend their lead here start of the second quarter. Carmen Huker gets the 2 to go, 17-9 now. It was a solid first quarter for the Blue Streaks, shooting 45% from the field. The Yellow Jackets having a difficult time finding the shooting stroke to this point, only shooting 26% from the field. Need to find a rhythm as things have been out of sync last 4 to 5 minutes of game action. Maybe Hensel and her experience can help find it. And right at the end, looked like it was going to end up being maybe a shot clock violation. But instead, not a clean block was the call from the officials. And Megan Hensel will step to the free throw line for 2 free throw attempts. Kaylin Underwood picking up her second personal foul, so she'll go take a seat. And Hensel hits the first free throw. An 82, almost 83% free throw shooter on the season, and she's perfect from the line on that trip. Rincars needs some help, finds Petrowski. Far side wing. Huker gave it back to McKinney. Now with Rincars. Crossover backing down. Tough move. And Hensel did a great job defensively, making a tough shot for Rincars. And on the miss, tipped out last off of the Blue Streaks, and the Yellow Jackets inbound the basketball. Casey Badalak is in for her first action this evening. Schill driving. Kick out to Wokley, wide open from the wing, and a little bit strong. And a head coach, Beth Andrews, in her third season as head coach of John Carroll, gets teed up. So both coaches had been in the ear of the officials, and that time, apparently, Beth Andrews crossed the line, and now some freebies for Megan Hensel as she steps to the free throw line. First free throw up and good. She was just perfect from the line on the last trip. Another bucket, and she's able to get both free throws to go, cutting the deficit now to 4, 17-13. And possession now with the Yellow Jackets. Wokley to Philpott. Backing down to the right hand, a little bit short off of the front of the rim. Badalak follows it up. Now Philpott follows, and she banks it in. And that was a great trip for the Yellow Jackets, picking up a much-needed 4 points. Now they're just down 2. Drive from Petrowski. Couldn't get the floater with the right hand to go. Now Hensel finds Philpott, open on the low block. Miss a gimme there. And Wokley going crashing into the table, nearly getting a steal as she tried to jump. That pass there right up along the sideline. Going to be the last off of Wokley, will remain Blue Streaks basketball. But Philpott will go take a seat, and Bella Valent checks back into the game for the Yellow Jackets. Petrowski driving with the left hand, scooping that one up, wild shot. Scramble for the loose ball, and that one's going to be last off of Valent as she couldn't secure the defensive rebound. And the Blue Streaks will have the basketball from the baseline underneath the basket with 13 seconds remaining on the shot clock because possession had not changed. Schill checks out. Andrews back into the game. Here's the drive from McKinney. Kicks it to Rincars, and Rincars nails the 3. Rincars, the leading scorer on the night, 8 points. Leading the way for the Blue Streaks. Badalak wants to respond. That basketball touches every part of the rim and the backboard as well. Great response there for the freshman guard from Cincinnati. BW down 2 again. Rincars wants a 3. That one altered, comes up short, and Wokley pushing the pace. Badalak wants another 3. That one a little bit strong off of the back of the rim and out of play. Timeout for John Carroll with 6.5 minutes remaining here in the second quarter, and we'll keep it right here for just a moment. Tonight's Yellow Jacket women's basketball game is being brought to you by the Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider, and Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. You are listening to Yellow Jacket women's basketball on bwyellowjackets.com and OAC TV. We'll be right back in just a moment. Back following the timeout here on bwyellowjackets.com as well as OAC TV. John Carroll with the basketball up 2. Huker needs some help. He's able to find Petrowski. Back to Landis, wants a 3. That one off of the front of the rim, kicks to the backboard and rebounded by Valent. So a good stop there for the Yellow Jackets. Now, an opportunity, down 2, to tie up this ball game or go up one. Wokley drives. Tie ball game, 20 all. So momentum swinging the way of the Yellow Jackets here in the last couple of moments after the first quarter really ended the way of the Blue Streaks. Offensive rebound for McKinney. So a second chance and capitalizing. John Carroll for two. That's Hallie Landis, the junior guard from Chardon. Andrews kicked out to Wokley for the lead. Give the Yellow Jackets the lead, up one. Carolyn Wokley on the last true offensive trips for the Yellow Jackets, finding the bottom of the net. We're halfway through the second quarter. And there's a foul on the shot for McKinney, freshman from Cincinnati, and she'll step to the free throw line for two attempts, with several substitutions for both teams before any free throws. Reagan Schill checks back in. Number 20, Leah Riley, getting her first action tonight. And number 2, Bella Carciopolo, the freshman from Minter, getting her first action for John Carroll. She had plenty of playing time in the first meeting, but so far tonight hasn't been utilized. But certainly has some scoring ability. She showed some of her offensive ability in that first meeting. After making one free throw, splitting the pair there for McKinney. It's a tie ball game at 23 again, and the Yellow Jackets have 10 seconds on the shot clock. Schill kicking to Miller. Miller checked back in, driving, banks it in with 1 second remaining on the shot clock, and the Yellow Jackets up 2 again. So back and forth, these two rivals go. Foul on the floor. Carmen Huker knocked down. Second team foul going against the Yellow Jackets. Hensel comes back into the game. And Olivia Gunta, the big 6'4" center from Pittsburgh, checks in for her first action tonight for the Blue Streaks. Carciopolo to the corner for McKinney. Huker back to McKinney. Pump fake. Got Hensel in the air. And Landis, nothing but net from 3. 1 point lead for John Carroll. Bounce pass, looking for the entry to Bella Valent. She's fouled from behind. Reach in from McKinney. So that's the first personal going against Kaylee McKinney. Third team foul against the Blue Streaks, and the Yellow Jackets will inbound from the baseline. Finding Valent. Valent through the long arms of Gunta. Gets the bucket and the foul. She'll step to the free throw line for the and one opportunity. Free throw up and no good. Leah Riley tried to get to that basketball and nearly secured the rebound. Last off of her fingertips and out of play. So it will be John Carroll basketball. They'll come the length of the floor. Down 1 point. Trying to play spoiler here in the tournament for the Yellow Jackets. Ranked number 13 in the country. Stepping through, getting some extra power on that one. Not sure if Kaylee McKinney called bank, but she made it. And now up 2 and nearly getting the steal as Landis jumped in front of the pass intended for Leah Riley. Will remain Yellow Jacket basketball, inbounded here on the near sideline. Bounce pass to Philpott. Schill to Wokley, wide open in the corner, and Wokley knew that was in as soon as it left her hands. Carolyn Wokley, 8 points on the night, putting the Yellow Jackets back up a point. Carciopolo driving. A little wild on that shot, off of the side of the backboard and out of play. Yellow Jackets basketball. Carciopolo will go to the bench. Maddie Petrowski checks back in for John Carroll. 2.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Wokley finds Hensel. Hands this one off to Riley. Schill looking to drive, poked away. Getting to that basketball, Petrowski gets down on the floor, and that one's going to be a jump ball, but the possession arrow remains with the Yellow Jackets. So BW will inbound from the baseline. 7 seconds remaining on the shot clock, so going to have to run a fairly quick play. Still plenty of time to get a shot up. Just going to have to be aware of that clock. Wokley, 4 seconds on the clock. She wants to drive. The runner with the right hand, and the rebound off of the miss for the Blue Streaks, and they look to push the pace. Landy's going to slow it down. Guns a cross-court pass to Huker. Cross-court pass in the direction of Landis. Leah Riley intercepts it. Steps through and makes the tough shot. Landis coming in hard. Just blew by Riley. Enough for Riley to put that one up and in despite the pressure. And the Yellow Jackets up 3. Gunta pulls up. Jumper no good from the baseline, and Wokley tried to push the pace and quickly has it stolen away. Mid-range jumper no good for the Blue Streaks, and now the Yellow Jackets can go the other way. Hensel wide open in transition. She buries the 3. And the roof is about to come off of Ursprung Gymnasium here at the end of the first half. The BW crowd getting louder and more lively. That's going to quiet them down a little bit as Landis responds with the 2 on the other end. 35-31, 45 seconds remaining in the first half. "17 seconds. Difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Drive for Riley. Got position. Missed the shot a little bit long. Followed her own miss, and that one's blocked. Will remain Yellow Jackets basketball. Be inbounded from the baseline with 5 seconds remaining on the shot clock. And several substitutions. Philpott takes a seat. Bella Valent checks back in. Inbound to Hensel. Quick shot from 3. That one a little bit wild. Had a little bit more time. Basketball did not touch rim as it caught the top of the backboard. So a shot clock violation. And now the shot clock is officially off. And the Blue Streaks can hold for the final shot of this half. 2-possession ball game. 35-31. Landis. Here's Huker. Huker wants a deep 3. Huker drills the 3. The clock continues to run. Yellow Jackets have to go. Riley fires. That one had plenty of distance. Caught the top of the backboard. And that is going to do it for the first half. So here in the Ohio Athletic Conference quarterfinals, This rivalry matchup between the Yellow Jackets and the Blue Streaks has lived up to the hype between these two teams that split the regular season series. We have a one-possession ball game, a one-point ball game to be exact, at the end of the first half here from Ursprung Gymnasium. Yellow Jackets go to the locker room leading 35-34. For myself, Cole McDaniel, going to step aside here during halftime. We'll be right back for the second half in about 14 minutes. You're watching and listening live here on BWYellowJackets.com as well as OAC TV. Just a little over a minute away from getting the second half underway here from Ursprung Gymnasium in this quarterfinal matchup of the Ohio Athletic Conference tournament between the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets and the John Carroll Blue Streaks. Again, you're watching and listening live here on bwyellowjackets.com as well as OAC TV. I'm Cole McDaniel. Taking a look at some of the stats from the first half. The individual stats, Hallie Landes leads all scorers with 10 points. Carmen Huker pitching in 9. Ava Rincars with 8 for John Carroll. For Baldwin Wallace, Megan Hensel leads the way with 9 points. Carolyn Rokeley has 8. Yellow Jackets find themselves up 1 point, 35-34, trying to avoid an upset. Last time these two teams met, again, was an upset at the Tony DeCarlo Center, but the Yellow Jackets trying to keep their tournament hopes alive as they really have an opportunity to try and win the OAC tournament here this postseason, but John Carroll making it tough, and we're back in action here. And Emily Irwin didn't have much playing time in the first half, but showing off the quick hands, the steal in transition, the 2 points. Emily Irwin coming out with a vengeance. Start of the second half. Yellow Jackets really improved their shooting as a team in the second quarter. They only shot 26% from the field in the first quarter. Second quarter, though, 47% from the field. Huge improvement. That's a big part of why the Yellow Jackets find themselves in front ever so slightly. One possession ball game. And Rincars walked to the traveling violation. And the Yellow Jackets crowd started to get a little bit more into it into the first half. See if they can continue to take advantage of the home court advantage and the noise coming from the student section and the supporters of BW. Valent looking to add to the lead. And it's going to be a foul on the floor. She was bumped before the shot. First team foul going against John Carroll here in this third quarter. Jalen Hoffman picking up her third personal foul. So she'll go to the bench, take a seat. Maddie Petrowski checks back in. Andrews driving through the lane. That's going to be an easy 2. Well done by Izzy Andrews, the senior guard from Ann Arbor, Michigan. 39-34. Drive from Landes. Banky it in for 2. Quick response. Irwin tried to dribble that one behind the back and got it caught up beneath her feet. Able to keep possession despite Huker being close defensively on her. Andrews on the drive, a little bit short. And the Blue Streaks get the rebound, and Huker leaves her feet. When you leave your feet, you get caught. Had to try to pass that one away, and it was a difficult pass, and now the Yellow Jackets can maybe do something on the other end. Andrews a little bit left on that shot, and that one's an air ball for Andrews. It'll go out of play, and the Yellow Jackets squander that opportunity there in transition on that open 3. Still up 3 points, 39-36. 2 minutes played so far here in the third quarter. Huker, kick out. Backing down, picking up her dribble. Out to Huker. Drive through the lane, the blow by, and miss on the easy shot for Carmen Huker. Easily got by Hensel. Surprising miss. Irwin on the other end misses, but Valent gets the offensive rebound, and she'll unable to get that one to go. The other quarterfinal matchup between Wilmington and Otterbein. Otterbein holds a 33-22 point lead at the moment. So a couple bad offensive possessions here in this one from Ursprung Gymnasium. As the basketball goes out of play, and John Carroll about to inbound and come the length of the floor. Sylvie Sonneman checks in for the first time in the second half, as does Kira Philpott. The feed to Rincars, nearly swiped away. Active hands there from Hensel. Blue Streaks still have it. Landis, 5 seconds on the shot clock, going to have to make something happen. Driving, wild shot. And a blocking foul, really late call there against Reagan Schill. The official was not quick to the whistle there. Waited a good couple seconds. And Coach Sherry Hare comes over and talking to the official, asking about that call. Landis steps to the free throw line, makes the first one. Certainly was some contact, but Landis, when she drives, definitely comes in with reckless abandon. On the miss on that free throw, the offensive rebound following it up. McKinney saving it in the corner and throwing it off of the arms of the Yellow Jackets defender. And that remains John Carroll basketball. Petrowski kicks to Landis from the wing, and that one takes a hard bounce off of the back of the rim and catches the wires up above the backboard and out of bounds. Yellow Jackets basketball, and BW an opportunity to try to extend their lead, make it a 2-possession ball game. 4 minutes played so far in the third quarter. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Schill driving, backing down, wants to get to her favorite right hand. She does. Splits through 2 blue jerseys, puts it up and in for 2, 41-37. Landis coming back on the other end. Went to the right hand, unable to get the friendly roll. Second chance opportunity though for John Carroll. Petrowski drives, draws the contact and the foul, gets the bucket to go, and one chance upcoming. Second team foul against the Yellow Jackets. That's the third personal foul against Sylvie Sonneman. Bella Valent checked back in. Izzy Andrews also in for the Yellow Jackets. Here's the feed to Valent. Thought about handing this one off to Sonneman. Now kicks to Andrews, wanting to drive. Picks up her dribble, turns to the left hand, and banks it in. Izzy Andrews, 6 points on the night for her. Landis on the wing, driving, Wild with the right hand. Wokley, 4v5 opportunity. Hensel, wide open three. A little bit long on that shot. Still a 1-possession ball game. Here's the drive to the left hand. McKinney bumped by Hensel. And McKinney will go to the free throw line for 2 attempts. But several substitutions for both teams prior to the free throws. Bella Carciopolo will check in for John Carroll. And we'll get to the Yellow Jacket substitutions here in just a moment as soon as we come back. We'll take a break here on bwyellowjackets.com as well as OAC TV. back on bwyellowjackets.com as well as OAC TV following the timeout. 2 free throws upcoming for Kaylee McKinney. First free throw up and a little bit long off of the back of the rim. McKinney had split her 2 free throws that she had earlier tonight. Splits the pair again, so 2 for 4 from the line now for McKinney. 43-41. The Yellow Jackets up 2. A close ball game still here midway through the third quarter. Valent going to work on the low block. The hook with the right hand, no good. Rebound, John Carroll. Petrowski, crossover, Emily Irwin, the quick hands, gets her hands in there and just pokes that one away. Petrowski tried to regather possession of that basketball. Last off of her, and the Yellow Jackets force the turnover, and they'll come the other way. Emily Irwin averages over 11 points per game, as I mentioned earlier tonight, but it's those quick hands defensively that make her so dangerous. It's great when you can have a guard that's excellent, not only on the offensive end, but the defensive end as well. Now looking to show off her offensive capabilities, draining the three-pointer in front of the student section, 46-41. Underwood loses possession as she was trying to go to work on the low block. Little grimace from her. The senior forward from Pennsylvania, as Valent got the better of her defensively, and the turnover has momentum swinging the way of the Yellow Jackets, and a needed timeout for John Carroll as they're trying to pull off the upset here in the quarterfinals of the OAC tournament. We'll keep it here during this timeout. A reminder that tonight's Yellow Jacket women's basketball game is being brought to you by Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, the home of the Monday Night Athletics Roadshow. And Antonio's Pizzeria of Middleburg Heights, the official pizza sponsor of Yellow Jacket Athletics. You are listening to Yellow Jacket Women's Basketball on bwyellowjackets.com. So coming out of the timeout, BW with an opportunity to add on to their lead as momentum swinging their way here the last couple of moments. And we'll see what the Yellow Jackets were able to draw up. And also it'd be interesting to see if John Carroll applies a little bit of pressure, as they're making it look like they're going to at least try to show pressure initially, maybe crossing half court, make it difficult. But Izzy Andrews able to get across half court, find Alyssa Miller. Now in the hands of Schill. Schill finds Irwin, wide open for 3 in front of her bench, a little short off of the side of the rim. Rebound for Huker. She's pushing the pace, has Petrowski to her left. Hop step there for Petrowski, playing in the feet. Thought she was maybe going to consider the shot in transition, instead slowing it down, and the Blue Streaks running the offense. Step back jumper, no good for Huker. Rebound, Baldwin Wallace. Valent trailing 3, no good on that shot. Go out of play as it took a long bounce off of the side of the rim, and we'll have several substitutions for John Carroll. Jalen Hoffman dealing with her foul trouble. She checks back in, senior guard from Pittsburgh. Also checking back in, Hallie Landis. And number 33, Ava Rinkars. So Kaylin Underwood went to the bench Looked like she was going to get a quick breather, but she actually comes right back in. McKinney will take a seat. Underwood's been held in check, only 1 point tonight. But Landys has really been trying to take over on the offensive end for the Blue Streaks. Driving the baseline, it's going to be a blocking foul. A bump going against Alyssa Miller, freshman from New Philadelphia, and that is her first personal foul, fourth team foul against the Yellow Jackets. So Andrews will go to the bench. Miller will take a seat as well. Megan Hensel checks in. The drive from Rincars with the left hand, banking it in. One possession ball game once again, 46-43. Under 2.5 left to go in the third quarter. Irwin finding Schill. Now over to Wokley. Philpott trying to get position on Underwood. The feed to Philpott. Looking to go 1v1. Drops the shoulder. Clears some space. And Kira Philpott, the junior forward from Stowe, shows off the strength. Puts it up and in for two. Hand off to Underwood. Back to Rincars. Here's Hoffman, middle of the floor. Irwin tight on her. Hard screen set from Underwood as Irwin hits the floor. Yellow Jackets' arms came up wanting a call. Doesn't matter. The Yellow Jackets still get a turnover. See what they can do on the offensive end. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Still 15 seconds. Irwin picks up her dribble. Keeps that pivot foot down. Kicks it out to Wokley. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Now 6. Driving. And scooping that one up and in. Off the bank with the right hand. Carolyn Wokley now in double figures. Another turnover. And Wokley on the drive finds Philpott. Out to Wokley. Yellow Jackets can slow it down. Under a minute remaining here in the third quarter. Up 50-43. Schill to Wokley. Wokley wants the three. Wokley a little bit long on that three. Philpott couldn't get the rebound. Underwood comes down with it. 5 seconds difference between the shot clock and the game clock. So the Yellow Jackets should still have one more opportunity offensively as Hoffman quickly puts it up and in for two. Shot clock is off. Game clock down at 15 seconds. Hensel has the basketball, looking to put the ball on the floor, start to go to work, 3 seconds on the clock, driving through some contact, no call, no good on the shot, but the Yellow Jackets in the third quarter leading 50-45 over the John Carroll Blue Streaks, their rivals. 1 quarter left to go here in this quarterfinal matchup of the Ohio Athletic Conference tournament. And we'll step aside here on BWYellowJackets.com as well as OAC TV. We'll be right back for the fourth and final quarter. Back for the start of the fourth quarter here from Ursprung Gymnasium. Yellow Jackets up 5 inbound the basketball from the sideline. First shot, no good. Short off the front of the rim there for Megan Hensel. Clever move, creating some space. Rincars slipping through the teeth of the defense. And the mid-range jumper good. One possession ball game now, once again, 50-47. Emily Irwin at the scores table, ready to check in on the next dead ball. Wokley feeding it to Hensel. Hensel gets that one to go. Looked like it was going to be a little bit strong, but the friendly bounce off of the front of the rim. And responding right back. Now Rincars is going to work. Blocked. Shot no good for Petrowski. And there's the make for the Blue Streaks. This game has been neck and neck really since the opening whistle, since the tip-off to start this game. The Blue Streaks really making it difficult on the Yellow Jackets here this evening, but the Yellow Jackets able to score another basket. Megan Hensel been the bucket getter for the Yellow Jackets on the first couple of possessions here in the fourth quarter. And there's a foul going against Bella Valent. And Kaylin Underwood stepping to the free throw line now for 2 attempts. Mentioned that despite the 13.6 points per game average for Underwood, had been held in check tonight. 1 point. Looking to add to her tally, makes the first one. Second attempt upcoming, as we played a minute and a half now in the fourth quarter. Second free throw short off of the front of the rim. Splitting the pair there for Underwood. She has 2 points tonight. Andrews driving the baseline, kicks it to Wokley in the corner. Wokley now driving, backing down Huker to the right hand, banking it in for 2. 56-50. Hoffman feeds it to Rincars. Now Underwood. After that free throw, maybe she's going to start to get it going. Banks that one in with the left hand. If Underwood can start to get going offensively here in the latter stages of this game, that would be crucial for the Blue Streaks. But unfortunate for Underwood. A laugh from her. Not too happy with that call as Emily Irwin underneath the basket had to pick up her dribble, and she got in a tough spot. Tried to get under the arm of Underwood and flip that one back. And as she came up with the shot, she caught the arm of Underwood, and foul called against Underwood, and she'll go take a seat. And Irwin at the free throw line sinks her first attempt. .70% free throw shooter this season, and she's perfect on that trip to the free throw line. 7 points now on the night for Emily Irwin. Rincars steps through with the left hand, banks that one in, the freshman from Aurora. That will put Rincars in double figures. She now has 10 tonight for the Blue Streaks. Miller, the bounce pass to Andrews. Andrews needs some help, finds Philpott. Philpott using her arm to try to clear a little bit of space. Gets to the right hand, that's a tough shot. And going up and over the back of number 22, Kaylee McKinney. And credit to McKinney, the freshman from Cincinnati, for playing tough on the low block against Philpott there, drawing that foul. 58-54, 7 minutes left to go in this game. And everybody out there tuning in, watching, listening live here on BWYellowJackets.com and OAC TV, you were in for a good one. This game has been neck and neck the whole way. And as John Carroll tried to get a bucket on the other end, see if they could cut it back to a one-possession game once again, Huker called for the traveling violation, and it's now Yellow Jackets basketball. Andrews, middle of the floor. Schill in the lane. Out to Andrews. The feed to Philpott. Going to work on the block. McKinney playing strong. Kick to Miller. Little head fake in the drive. 2 seconds on the shot clock, and Philpott gets it up and fouled. And Philpott will go to the free throw line for 2 attempts. And a substitution is Wokley comes in, and Andrews will go to the bench. Philpott's first free throw catches the front of the rim and gets a friendly roll up and in. Philpott averaging just 67% from the free throw line, but gets both to go on that trip. It's important 2 makes there for the Yellow Jackets, and now up 60-54. Just over 6 minutes left to go in this game. Landis with the basketball in her hand. She wants to get to the rim. Misses on her shot. The follow from McKinney, and she's fouled. She'll go to the free throw line for 2. Megan Hensel called for the personal foul. First free throw up and no good for McKinney. A little bit strong off of the back of the rim. 68% free throw shooter this season. Splits the pair, as she's done all night on each trip to the line. Irwin wants to drive, kicks to Wokley, finds its way to wide open Wokley for 3. Drops that one, nothing but net. 11 points. Carolyn Wokley now leads the Yellow Jackets in scoring, and a timeout here at Ursprung Gymnasium for John Carroll, and we'll step aside here for this timeout on bwyellowjackets.com as well as OAC TV. Back following the timeout. Huker to Rincars, stepping back, wants the 3 off of the back of the rim, a little strong. Philpott trying to get to it. A lot of bodies on the floor, and we're going to have a jump ball possession arrow pointing the way of John Carroll, so they'll keep the basketball with just 2 seconds remaining on the shot clock. But again, actually possession appears to reset, so they're resetting the shot clock there. So 20 seconds now up on the clock for John Carroll, as there was a scramble for that loose ball. Inbound to Underwood, driving past Valent, could not get that shot to go, and Wokley with the rebound. Here's Irwin in transition, looking to push the pace, driving through the lane, kicks out wide open Schill for 3, a little bit strong off the back of the rim. Hensel trying to get to the offensive rebound and push in the back. Not a major push there. Little bump, but it seemed like Hensel had good position, but officials here tonight maybe a little bit ticky-tacky both ways on some calls don't typically see in the Ohio Athletic Conference. Underwood on the offensive end, a little wild with that shot as she was backing down on the left hand on the low block. Looked like Underwood was maybe going to be able to get the offensive game going, but still just has not found her shot here. And the Yellow Jackets looking to extend their lead. Wide open Hensel. Hensel gets bumped, goes to ground. No call against Underwood. And Hensel a little bit slow to get up after the miss on that three-point attempt, but it's still going to be Yellow Jackets basketball. So 4.5 minutes now remaining. BW will inbound from the baseline. Irwin finding Wokley. Feed to Valent. Valent stepping through with the left hand and draws the foul. That's another one going against Kaylin Underwood. So that is the 5th personal foul against Kaylin Underwood, the senior forward from Pennsylvania, and she has fouled out with 4 minutes remaining in a must-win game here in the OAC tournament. Valent misses from the free throw line on the first attempt, but now if you're the Blue Streaks, you start turning towards Jalen Hoffman and Hallie Landis, as well as Ava Rincars. To try to get you the offensive production, you need to come back in this game as you find yourselves down 9 points now to the 13th ranked team in the country. There's a drive and one for Maddie Petrowski. Through the contact, banking that one in. That was a tough shot. And Petrowski, an opportunity to really cut into the deficit with under 4 minutes remaining. Miss on the and one attempt. Wokley from the middle of the floor. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Finds Shell, now Wokley. Be a deep three. She thought about it, instead going to drive. Steps back, clears a little bit of space. Strong on the shot. Hoffman with the rebound. Pushing the pace the other way. The entry pass swiped away by Irwin. Clever play and 3v2 opportunity. Hensel's going to have a wide open three, and she's unable to make that shot. And John Carroll, they get the rebound. Scramble for the ball. Dive on the floor, and Wokley gets her hands on it. It's going to be a jump ball, and possession arrow favoring the Yellow Jackets, and now Kira Philpott, Izzy Andrews will check in as Valent and Wokley will both take a seat here. Not too much time remaining in this game in the fourth quarter. Still a close one, 64-57. Just an impressive night for Carolyn Wokley. Getting it done on the defensive end there, but 15 points to her name. Megan Hensel has also really stepped up here in the fourth quarter. She has 13. Finds Andrews. Andrews now driving the baseline. Looks for Schill. Schill with 6 seconds on the shot clock. needs to put this one up. Really tough shot. Going underneath with the right hand, banking that one in. 66-57. Just over 2 minutes remaining in the game. John Carroll needs a bucket. Hoffman driving, not going to get it. Rebound for Andrews. Pass to Irwin. She'll cross half court. Now she wants to drive. Philpott really sealed off the lane. And that's going to be a foul going against Philpott. An offensive foul. Yes, sealed off the lane, but backed her body into her defender a little bit too much and displaced the defender, and the officials making that call. So now the Yellow Jackets going to take a timeout, talk things over, draw something up defensively, try to get a stop. A stop that would make it very difficult here with time winding down for John Carroll to be able to get back in this game and find a way to possibly win this game, as they were searching for a second upset in a row against BW this season. Of course, 2 quarterfinal games going on right now in Ohio Athletic Conference women's basketball action. Otterbein and Wilmington in the other matchup. At the moment, the update on the score in that game. That one, of course, in the fourth quarter as well, and that one has narrowed. Looked like Otterbein had a decent advantage, but now with just under 4 minutes left to go, Otterbein only up 1, 52-51. So if the result holds here for the Yellow Jackets on Thursday, they'll go on the road to Marietta, play against the Pioneers, and the winner of Wilmington Otterbein would face off against number 1 seed Ohio Northern. Still a minute and a half remaining for the Blue Streaks to make something happen. There's the runner. Landes with the right hand gets the 2 points. 66-59. Andrews going to bleed some clock now with Hensel. Crossover, and John Carroll not going to foul yet. They're going to try to get a stop. Now 5 seconds on the shot clock. Andrews needs some help. Irwin driving. Tough shot. Does not catch rim. That one's a shot clock violation. And a poorly worked offensive possession there for the Yellow Jackets. And it gives the Blue Streaks a little bit more life. Down 7. 1 minute remaining here from Ursprung Gymnasium. Rincars kicks to the corner. There's the spin. Up through the contact. No good on the shot, but McKinney will go to the free throw line. Again, she has split her free throws every single time at the free throw line. Gone 1 for 2 on every single trip. At this point, need to make both from the line. Petrowski checks in as Rincars will go to the bench. Philpott will take a seat for the Yellow Jackets, and Bella Valent checks back in. After these free throws, 47 seconds remaining on the game clock. First free throw up, a little bit strong. Second attempt up and good. Once again splitting the pair. Now down 6. Still a 2-possession game, and there's a quick foul from Hoffman. Her 4th personal foul, so Hoffman again in foul trouble. One more and she fouls out. Underwood already out of this game. One more foul for the Blue Streaks puts the Yellow Jackets in a bonus situation. Send them to the line for free throws. So only a second and a half was drained off of the clock before that foul on the Yellow Jackets' last inbound. Now into Irwin, couldn't get the steal, back to Hensel, and there's the foul. 4 seconds come off the clock, and Megan Hensel will now go to the free throw line. So here in the final stages of this game, starting to see some offensive and defensive switches in between free throws for both of these coaches. Hensel's first free throw up is a little bit strong and still able to get that one to fall. 67-66. Now a 3-possession ball game once again for the Yellow Jackets. Hensel gets the second free throw to go, so perfect on the line. On that trip there for Hensel. Quick three, little strong, rebound for Hensel, and she gets fouled. And would think that should pretty much do it for the Yellow Jackets here at this point. Credit to John Carroll, the Blue Streaks. Did not make things easy on BW tonight here in the quarterfinals. The intensity of the rivalry and just the way that the Blue Streaks play against the Yellow Jackets. This one really for bragging rights since they were split on the season series. Hensel knocks down both attempts from the free throw line on that trip once again. 10-point ball game, 70-60. Drive for Landis. She banks it in for the 2 and inbound to Andrews. Gets it to Alyssa Miller, and Miller's fouled, and she'll now go to the free throw line. So as Alyssa Miller steps to the free throw line, just a 40% free throw shooter this season. Limited chances from the line, but perfect on that shot. In crunch time for Baldwin Wallace. And gets the second one to go as well. Shot clock is off. 22 seconds remaining on the game clock. Landis called for the double dribble. And there's a turnover, and would think John Carroll, maybe with 18 seconds left, down 10, just going to back off and let the Yellow Jackets dribble this one out. 30-second timeout here, and we're going to keep it here and get an update on that Otterbein game against Wilmington. Late in that game, here in the other quarterfinals matchup. Current update on the score is all knotted up, 56-all. 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining. Of course, a reminder that Ohio Northern, they had a first-round bye, as did Marietta. So both of those two teams still awaiting both of these games going final and seeing what happens on Thursday. Of course, appearing like the Yellow Jackets going to hold out for the victory here, so they'd be traveling to Marietta on Thursday. A little bit of pressure, a double now applied, and there's the foul, and Hensel, she'll go to the free throw line with just under 10 seconds remaining in the game.
To the line, shooting 2, number 23, Megan Hensel, and in the game for your Yellow Jackets, number 11, Alyssa Miller. Checking in the game for the Blue Streaks, number 23, Christina Passerell.
Number 23, Christina Passerell, the grad student from Twinsburg, gets to check in for John Carroll as Jalen Hoffman checks out. Hensel misses the first free throw. Splits the pairs. The second one is up and good. Basketball inbounded to Huker. Huker driving down the floor. Now Petrowski. Petrowski a three. And that one missed. going in the air. Passarell, a hard fall to the floor, help to her feet, but the final buzzer goes, and that is going to do it. The Yellow Jackets win this game 73-62. Big victory over John Carroll, the Blue Streaks, in this crosstown rivalry. And the Yellow Jackets will advance, keep their hopes of winning the Ohio Athletic Conference tournament alive. They will play again on Thursday now. And that's going to do it for the John Carroll Blue Streak season. They finish up their season with a record of 13-13, so 500 overall, 8-11 in the OAC. And the Yellow Jackets, they now improved to 22-4 on the season, 15-4 in the Ohio Athletic Conference. Well, it's been a fun one tonight, and the journey continues on for the Yellow Jackets here in the postseason. And the players getting high fives right now from the student section. I want to thank all the supporters who came out here to Ursprung Gymnasium from both sides, making this a great atmosphere here in tournament action. For everybody out there who watch and listen on bwyellowjackets.com as well as OAC TV, thank you for tuning in. For myself, Cole McDaniel, that does it for everything tonight. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a great rest of your week.